Well, it is an absolutely beautiful day here in South Georgia. You hear me say that all the time. This is pure sweat. It's better than snow. I actually did a video right here on this spot a couple years ago. I think the weather guides ate gummy bears or something, and it actually snowed here in South Georgia, and did a video. Um, that was a little crazy, but it is a beautiful day. It ain't snowing. I'm in the middle of 1,200 acres. Nobody's bothering me. And I am sweating like the youngest boy in church, but I'd rather sweat than be cold. So what's the purpose of the video? It's been one of those days for me, where I typically wouldn't do a video. I'm not all upbeat and bouncing off the walls and everything else. And because of the work, the trauma work for years, I have a lot of friends that are psychologists, a lot of friends that are clinicians. I have one in particular, who's seen me present several times. I think she's read all 4 books. And then after I retired, she tracked me down. I don't think she's a stalker, but she tracked me down. And then a friendship evolved from that. So she had reached out to me actually a couple of days ago, asked me how I was doing. And I didn't respond, which is not like me, but I actually kind of forgot and I got busy. I got to get my sweat rag. And I texted her just a few minutes ago, and I told her that, I said, it's just one of those days. And she said, well, what kind of day is that? And I said, if I drank, I'd drink. So let me clarify that. That's the purpose of the video. I drank when I was 16 years old for 6 months. Teenage bull crap. I never drank again. I'm 57. And I wasn't a mean drunk, but I was crazy. And maybe I'm just crazy anyway, and the alcohol just kind of cranked it up a little bit. Now, I do have some American Indian blood in me, and they've always said that. I don't know if there's any legitimate truth to that, but I was a crazy, happy drunk. And I just never drank again. I couldn't see no point in it. Today has just been one of those days. It's been a lot of phone calls, trying to deal with a lot of stuff, a lot of mosquitoes down here. The world is aggravating at times. The work ethic of people, people don't do what they say they're going to do, and you just have trouble. You have trouble navigating. And today I was like, man, I'm so glad I'm in the woods away, the hell away from people. The point is that, we talk about it in other videos. The brain wants to resolve whatever the conflict is. There's a conflict going on inside my head. It's really not my stuff. It's somebody else's stuff that I'm having to navigate and figure out. And the brain's like going, hey, Josie, what do you got to do? Now, what's odd to me is that, I haven't drank in a long, long, long time. And when I did drink back then, it wasn't to forget or to numb, but I still can recall that feeling of not giving a rip. You know what I mean? I can recall that even though it was a long time ago. And the brain sees things as options, and what is the option? And that's why I talk about the importance, of having a system to get you through those moments where you're stuck in life. For me, from a child on, go to the woods. It was always that way for me. Fortunately for me now, I'm in a job where I spend pretty much all my time in the woods. And so today was that. I was in the woods, but I was like, man, it's not clicking for me. Like I was like, man, I need more, So I got my little speaker out and put me on some Bob Seger. Bob Seger can fix anything. He just can. And I was still kind of sucking wind, And so then, when my friend texted me, I'm gonna tell you, if you've got friends that are therapists or psychologists, they can't ever take that hat off, And so she responded back, and then she's like, oh, that's the therapist in me. And I said, well, you are a therapist. It is what it is, But I'm like, no, I'm good, but this is kind of what's on my plate today. And I explained 2 things to her that were weighing me down. And she came back at me, which is a good tactic. And she said, you're a rich man if that's all you got. Put it right back in perspective. So, short video. Remember that if you've made a choice in the past somehow to resolve a conflict in your mind, it's always going to remain, in my opinion, as a choice. It will always be a choice. And when you get stuck or jammed or whatever, that's a choice. That's why you see people, you know, if they have a drug problem or an alcohol problem and their lives get a little turbulent, you know, man, they're going to a meeting. They're going to a meeting, right? They are, you know, because they can feel it coming on. And for the rest of us, it's the same way, you know. And I'm not going to drink. It ain't going to happen. You know, I'll figure out a bunch of other junk to get my head right. But what if I did drink a year ago? It would be right here, right there. When you find things that work for you, and I used to say this when I used to teach, if it doesn't hurt anybody and it doesn't hurt you, then it probably doesn't hurt. And even, you know, many years ago, Dr. Mitchell would see me go through some bad stuff, and he'd be like, hey, bud, you probably need to go to the woods. Maybe go climb up in a tree and go hunt. Because he knew that worked for me, and it didn't hurt anyone, and it, you know, and it didn't hurt me. So I'm not really going to buzz you around because there really ain't much to see down here but a bunch of trees, and the sun kind of ducked in a little bit. So it's I mean, it's 100 degrees, 100% humidity, always in South Georgia in July. But we do have a little bit of cover right now. So I hope you all enjoy the video. Down and dirty, short and quick. And we are going to title it, If I Drank, I'd Drink Today. That's going to be the title. And just remember that when you're struggling, your brain is scrambling. It's scrambling for options. And it's trying to figure it out. It's no different. Literally right behind me, right here is a hog trap. If I have something that breaks in there, this truck has got all the tools I need, but I'm going to sort through those tools to try to fix it. That's what your brain does. When something hits you really hard and you're down in the muck and you're stuck, your brain is going, okay, what do we need to do to get back in the game? It's all about getting back in the game. And always remember, it's no different than an injury. If you injure your right knee, your left knee automatically knows, I know this because I'm married to a occupational therapist, the left knee is going to go, hey, we got to do this. The hips, whatever it is. It's the same way that, you know, our nervous system works, the blood, everything. The brain is the same way. It's trying to keep you back in the game, but sometimes it doesn't make the best choices. So with that being said, you all have a great day. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Believe it or not, doing the video is actually worked for me. I feel better. I feel like I'm trying to help somebody get through something instead of just wallowing in my own junk. So that's what I got. Y'all take care and have a great day. Spread the love and not the hate. And I forgot, who am I today? I'm glad years ago that lady, the clinician, tracked me down. I don't think she's a stalker, but she tracked me down. We started doing the blogs because we realized that people really don't read much. So we were dialing the books down and just shooting out small little short stories. And she was reading those and she's like, you know, I know he retired, but I'm not sure what he's doing. And that's really her purpose for tracking me down. And she got me on the phone one day and she pressed me. I remember like it was yesterday. And she's like, hey, what are you doing now? And I was like, well, you know, and I don't know this lady from Adam, you know. And when I told her, I said, well, I trap hogs for a living. They're an invasive species. And she said, well, I figured it was something like that. And that was it. That was the first step of me coming out of the closet with that. Nobody likes to be judged. You don't want to be judged for who you are, what you do. You know, we all get this stereotype of a person, you know, and that's part of our videos here and our videos on our other channel is to break the stereotype. Can you be a person who can be sensitive, emotional, caring, helping people work through trauma, and also be a hog trapper? Absolutely. But we don't see it that way. Can you be a hog trapper, eat mostly all organic food, run 3 days a week, work out with weights, be very, very health conscious, be very humane and ethical in your job, and be a hog trapper? The majority of society will tell you, no, you can't. You have to be this other image because it's what we see on TV. I am so thankful for that clinician lady to have kind of helped me step out. That's, I guess, would be the best way to put it. And just to go, you know what? I am what I am. If you don't like it, click off, go somewhere else. It is what it is. Clinicians, mental health professionals, all of those people, massive stereotype, and I am the worst about it. I really am. But please understand that some of those people are some excellent resources for us, and they are really, really good people. And if you step up to the plate and you're like, you know what, I need more help than what I'm getting, and you go to one of them and they suck, the phone book's full of another one, and another one, and another one, and another one. No different than a regular medical doctor. If you ain't getting a warm, fuzzy feeling from your medical doctor, go to the next one down the street. Don't ever put them in that box, and I am the worst about doing that. And just like this lady, immediately when I heard her title, I'm like, yeah. She's turned out to be a very, very good friend, a valuable resource, not only to me, to my family, to some of my friends, always offering help. But keep in mind, they can't ever take that hat off. So it's kind of like once a Marine, always a Marine. Once a therapist, always a therapist. I don't give a damn if it's Sunday. They're still going to be a therapist. They can't help it. That's their go-to. Y'all have a great day. I got to get rolling.